What? It's also come up as Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, which it clearly isn't. You don't mix those two up, would you? Right, kids, we're going to watch Scooby-Doo. That's better.
Teacher brings it into school.
Yeah, fucking hell. And a minute. I've got a dead pixel on my screen. Somewhere. Just there. It's annoying me. It does tend to sort of... You can't hardly see it. I'm just aiming attentive, but it is there. I think it does disappear after a while if it warms up. I'm just thinking, like, what the fucking happens when my 3D telly dies? Because they don't fucking make them anymore.
Right.
What am I going to do? I have to buy one and put it in storage.
Are they still making the films then, 3D? Or...
Europe is about the only place that
I
think there's I think the States don't really bother anymore, but for some reason it's still fairly popular in.
So can you still buy a 3D TV?
No,
you can't.
You can't buy a 3D Blu-ray either. You need both. You see, you need the 3D telly and the 3D Blu-ray.
Oh, blimey.
They don't make them either anymore. So no, once they're fucking dead. I even thought about buying. I know it sounds really extravagant, but buying a spare Blu-ray player because they're about £100 now.
Right.
Oh, sorry. And are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh God, sorry.
That's alright. I'll edit out.
Anyway, okay. I'll be on the best behaviour now. Well, we start now.
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm going to put a silly comedy voice on, if you don't mind.
No, do it.
What goes well with them?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Spooktacular Spodcast. Sorry about that, listeners. Just getting in the Halloween spirit, but not by watching Halloween.
No.
Which might have been the obvious choice. We're going to watch Joe Dante's 1981 classic. Well, I think it's classic. The Howling. There's lots of that going on. I'm just going to find the setup. Shall we have 5.1 DTS HD master audio? I don't know how different that's going to be, but okay. So let's start this film. I mean, you can, with the background of the Howling Wolves, perhaps you'd like to give a little bit of background of what you remember about this film. I seem to have watched most of the films a lot longer ago than you have, so I think I probably saw this when I was it was made in 1981, so I would have been 11 then. I think I saw it then, and I used to watch all the horror films then, so yeah, I've got very little remembrance of it, other than Patrick McNee and the effects being really quite frightening. Oh yeah, the metamorphosis. Yeah. I mean, some of them are quite obviously. You can spot even more now. Obviously, because it's on Blu-ray, but some of them are quite crude. Yeah. I guess when we watched them on tape all those years ago, that kind of covered a lot of sins, didn't it? Yeah. Sort of fuzzy tape. I mean, but the transformation is still really good in this. It's obviously one that always gets compared to American Werewolf in London. Which he said was that same year. I'm pretty sure these were released in the same year.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? As we were just saying about like Wolfen and spate of werewolf movies. Same year.
And then there's also a Stephen King adaptation called Silver Bullet. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. About a kid in a wheelchair. Yeah, who was in that? Oh, yes. I can't think. It's one of the. I think he's. Was it Corey Haim? Oh right. I think Corey Haim might be in it. Oh right. Or Fieldman, one or the other. Yeah. One of those two. So yeah, I mean, this one always gets compared unfavourably to American Werewolf in London, which I think is a bit unfair, really, because tonally they're quite different. But the effects get compared, obviously, because they're from the same era. And would you say this one's a bit more schlocky? Yes, sort of? Definitely. It's got that. Yeah, it's got that more of a sort of B movie sort of style, which I think is a style that Dante was going for. I mean, he's obviously director of Gremlins and What else did he do? He's done a lot of stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I always kind of put him in the same group as Sam Raimi.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Sam Raimi. I think they are kind of
the same school of
horror.
Directors.
Did he do what's he done recently? He did a film called Matinee with John Goodman, I think, about giant spiders or sort of around them. He obviously had a love of 50s horror movies, which this kind of shares a lot of similarities with stuff like The Wolfman. I think actually reference Lon Chaney Jr.'s Wolfman. I think it's playing in the background on a TV screen.
Yeah.
But we'll get into the film proper, obviously, now. And Patrick Macnee, obviously, I mean, for our age group, I guess the Avengers.
Yeah.
Well, the new Avengers it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We remember him from Steed. And I remember him also from, I'm sure you do, Battlestar Galactica. He was in that, but not for many episodes. I think he was also in an episode of Buck Rogers. A couple of them, maybe.
Oh, right.
And obviously bit parts in like Murder, She Wrote and T.J. Hooker and a lot of
did a lot of American TV, didn't he?
Yeah. He's British, though, isn't he? He's British, he wasn't Canadian, was he? No, British.
No, very English, sort of one of those old school sort of clipped accent type actors.
Yeah.
That I think Americans seem to love.
Yeah, he was quite classical type, and he didn't really play villains, did he? He wasn't like one who got typecast. Oh, he was in a Bond film as well, wasn't he? Not which Bond. Was it the one with Walken in it?
Yeah.
Not Living Daylight. That's View to a Kill. I think he was in that. I have to say, obviously, well, not obviously, but I have to also confess that this has got one of my favourite actresses, Dee Wallace. Stone. She was called Stone. I think she was married to the one of the actors in this at the time. That's why she's got the Stone addition to her name. But she was more famously probably known for being the mum of Elliot from E.T. and also she was in early Wes Craven movie The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, right.
When I first came in contact with her, and a bit of a scream queen. And you had a bit of a boy crush on her. Childhood crush, and she's got very nice 80s hair in this, I seem to remember. Quite bouffant.
You can't beat 80s hair.
And the fashion, there's a lot of blouses.
Right.
Yeah, there's some good blouse action in this, I seem to remember. Oh, subtitles are on. Oh well. I can't seem to turn them off, so... So this starts off. I don't know if you remember what the setup is.
No,
but
not really.
She's Dee Wallace is like an investigative journalist, and there's been a spate of murders. Oh, Kevin McCarthy. There's a connection with Body Snatchers. We were
John
talking
Carradine.
about, and then Carradine. Yeah, we were talking about Body Snatchers, weren't we?
Slim Pickens.
Oh yeah, Slim Pickens. Oh my god. He of a Kubrick movie.
Yes.
Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah. The end of that, isn't it?
That's right, on the bomb.
Yeah.
So yeah, quite an eclectic cast in this.
So this era was like the golden age of, like, as far as I'm concerned anyway, the golden age of like horror films.
I totally agree, Neil. Yeah, I don't think
it is
really that decade has been eclipsed.
No.
In modern horror, I think there's a lot of experimentation during this. I mean, you had the slasher flicks and the Friday the 13th and the Halloween movies, of course.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, there was a lot of imaginative directors coming up who were doing horror. There's Kevin McCarthy, famous in Body Snatchers. He was the one who shouted, "They're here already!" Actually, the Blu-ray really brings out the photography in this.
Eddie? John, how much would I have now? Sorry, buddy, excuse me. Excuse me. Hey, you got that TV lady? Yeah, buzz off. Jesus.
Karen see this? Yeah. Well, that's
that guy.
Dee Wallace's husband.
Oh, okay. Because he's... I can't remember his name, but he was in quite a few horror films, wasn't he?
Was he in
Dead and Buried?
I think he was.
Or The Fog? I don't know.
I think it's The Fog.
Yeah.
I think he did a few Carpenter movies, actually. Yeah, I'm sure he's in The Fog.
I'll get out people to cruise west to. Well, there's a lot of flotsam and jetsam out tonight, isn't there? Seems like there's more of them every time we get out here. I wonder where they come from, you know? I wonder where they're going to. I don't know where they come from, but they got to where they're going.
Yeah, it's quite hard boiled. John Sayles, the writer.
Really?
Yeah, well, co-writer, obviously did a lot of...
He was...
I guess more... Quite a sort of revered writer, wasn't he?
Like a
drama and
stuff.
stuff.
Theatre.
Yeah. Because he did Lone Star, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I've seen interviews with him where he said he did a lot of films. I think he did
just for the money.
For the money, yeah.
Right.
And he did another schlocky horror film called Alligator.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember
yeah.
There's alligators loose in the sea.
Yeah. There's some quite bad effects in that film, isn't there?
Yeah. But it actually adds some, it does add some gritty realism in this. I think this film benefits from his input, the dialogue and that is, it is a B movie, but it's kind of slightly transcends that by having some good dialogue and performances in it.
Tonight, an act of courage we here at KDHV are all very proud of. Good evening. Hey Terry, how are you?
Score's got a bit of that soft focusy. It's almost a bit like 80s, like an 80s porn movie, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I don't know if that was a stylistic choice to make it look a little bit sort of seedy, because obviously she's visiting like a strip club,
right?
So it just looks a little bit like some erotic, like Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I've always used to think that Emmanuel with werewolves. There's quite a lot of black humour in this film as well, which I really like. Which I guess it also shares a little bit with American Werewolf. Because I mean, American Werewolf was actually kind of, if I remember back to the 80s, obviously I was too young to see it at the cinema, but I think it was kind of, it was almost semi promoted as a comedy,
right?
Because of Joe Dante, because of John Landis, and his association with Kentucky Fried Movie and comedy stuff.
Of course, yeah.
I think there was a worry they weren't quite sure how to market it. Is it a comedy? It's not comedy because it's got loads of gory deaths in it.
Yeah.
But it's also got a lot of flippant black humour.
Yeah.
So this also shares that sort of tone. There's a nice blouse. First blouse of the movie. What's a chiffon? Is that a chiffon she's wearing?
It is. Yeah, it's quite.
Now that's.
Yeah, who's that? That's he's Roger Corman.
Corman, yes.
Roger Corman.
That's it. Well done, Neil. Roger Corman. A little cameo there. Yeah. I think there's a few cameos in this. Yeah, Roger Corman. But I think Joe Dante was a protege of Corman, like a lot of them, like
they were,
Cameron, James Cameron.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson. He started out doing
Corman films, Little Shop of Horrors, wasn't it?
So there's a lot of people that started because of him. Is he still alive, or is he...
Roger Corman?
Yeah.
I think he died not that long ago.
Right.
I think I'm right in saying.
Okay, guys, this is it. I'll keep the transmitter open.
So she's just entered the sex shop now. She's going to have an interview with Eddie, who's the suspected killer. And she's wearing a wire so they can trace her, but as is the thing with these films, it's on the fritz, so they don't quite know where she is. I remember on the extras of this film, on the movie, there's a lot of that. They actually shot a porno for this film.
Oh right.
Because they needed porno footage, and for some reason I've not seen the imported version, but the UK one has got this stuff reduced.
Oh right.
Because it was on the extras.
Yeah.
You saw the whole porn film.
Ah.
If you wish. I think the German one has the whole porn film on it as an extra.
How bizarre.
Yeah, how bizarre. I mean, the film is not cut, but the porno that was an extra is absent from the from the British Blu-ray and DVD.
Two, push in to a single with a doctor. Untapped potential, a potential for living. What is key? Waiting time. Life depends as much on our attitude toward our physical take one. As it does on the social programming of mind. When you look at the soft,
there's a lot of exploration in this film about like the animal, the man, the duality we have with animal species like the wolves and the strength and sex and death and horror quite intertwined.
Sort of,
lust.
Yeah.
I'm gonna light up your whole body, Karen.
And sort of, I guess, using
that's a classic horror trope, isn't it?
Yeah, the werewolf as like
the animal man.
Yeah.
Animal instincts.
Like the Jekyll and Hyde type.
Yes,
thing.
yeah. It's obviously a classic horror trope again, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the duality in people.
Empty the place out. She's watching movies.
Tease a little transformation there. We didn't get to see the whole full body transformation like we do later.
I knew I shouldn't have left that broad back here. Ready, remote? Take it.
That's a big, massive, great camera.
No knife, no gun, no nothing. The freak was clean. Now what the hell happened back there? Don't ask me, Lieutenant. Ask Big Girl McGraw here.
Died in an attempted assault of KDHB anchorwoman Karen White, who had been receiving calls from him in connection with a recent series of brutal murders in the downtown area. Tomorrow's making news will feature Karen White's
I think also a lot of a thing that was this film explores that was obviously a big thing in the 80s, and I guess it is, you know, to a degree now. But the whole idea of therapy, therapists, Americans love being psychoanalyzed, don't they? So I mean, in this, she has nightmares, continues to have nightmares about the event, and they send her to like a retreat. Don't you remember that? Like a camp, where she gets probed psychologically. So yeah, I think that was a big thing in the 80s when it's analysing, and everyone had a shrink.
Everyone did, didn't they?
In Hollywood. So they probably sort of drew on that fixation. Obligatory scary horror music. He's pretty hairy, isn't he? So you could quite easily mistake him for a werewolf, I guess.
He's got a good
tash.
Well, collection of sweaters.
Yes, yeah.
That's his second. That's sweater number 2.
That is. I don't know if he brought them to the set himself or. But yeah, you're right. Very impressive.
Wonder if there'll be any more.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of sweaters in this.
It's number 27 down the hall. Thank you.
Did the guy say anything else?
No, just that he worked with a kid named Eddie that he
If we're doing sweater and blouse watching,
she's
also got quite a nice blouse on, and he's got a horrible t-shirt on with dribble down it, but.
Red-blooded all-American boy.
Not a wolf, but a dog. Share some genes with.
Field day with these.
And your first jump scare, that was a thing. Now that's, jump scares a 10 a penny these days, but that probably wouldn't even phase your average 15-year-old today, but back then probably they leapt out their seats probably. Oh, it's a werewolf! Oh no, it's just a dog.
Yeah, it's funny how tastes and sensibilities sort of change over the years, isn't it? Like, what would?
Yeah, I mean this is.
Jump when we were...
I'm sure this is considered exceptionally tame.
Yeah.
By today's standards. And probably quite slow. Why isn't there more jump scares in it?
Yeah.
It's a lot of dialogue. We don't want that. We want jump scares. The less discerning audiences today.
So what's the story on our next Norman Rockwell?
Well, this sort of person, they're controlled by the right hemisphere of the brain. Now, that dominates the non-rational, the artistic, the creative impulses.
So Patrick McNee is playing a doctor.
He's got a nice sweater. Look, sweater watch.
Yeah.
Stripy number.
Read for a half-hour special called The Mind of Eddie Quist. Although we're focusing really on the beast in all of us.
So you found the last name?
Sign his work?
So we all have a bit of a beast in us, don't we?
No, I'm sorry.
That tash in it. That's what it is.
This not quite ready yet.
It's like being sort of kissed by a Great Dane.
Yeah, he looks a bit like a sort of porn star, doesn't he? John Holmes or something.
He does a bit, yeah, that's it. Definitely got the porn star tash.
Yeah, tashes were an 80s thing, weren't they? Like,
Definitely.
Yeah. Magnum.
Yeah.
Of course, now it's, you have to have a...
You've got a hipster beard now.
Got to have a hipster beard, yeah. Big, bushy beards.
I guess is that a sign of virility if you have a tash? Would it have been in these days?
Yeah, masculine.
Yeah.
I guess in those days.
I wonder if that was a directorial suggestion, oh, I think you should have a tash.
Yeah.
Because all the other men, well, he's got a beard, but you know, he's a techie, so we don't.
He's got a tash.
Oh, he's got a tash. Oh, there's a lot more tashes now.
Tash watch.
Tash watch now, yeah. But the main, one of the main protagonists with a tash. Eddie the Mangler, which is a catchy name that they gave him.
Good evening.
Get off. Get around in there. Put her on the tile.
Company in El Monte proclaim no immediate danger to nearby residential areas.
She's had a meltdown, so get her
Live
off.
on air.
Yeah, embarrassing.
W. Francis. Here's Fred. Keeping with this station's pledge of community involvement, we present an editorial from KHB station manager Fred Francis.
I'm just reminded of one of the last scenes in this where it is quite comical.
Right.
The makeup.
Who knows? Maybe she's pregnant. Listen, get in touch with that Fujimoto, or whatever the hell her name is, and get her ready for the 11 o'clock report.
No compassion from your co-workers there. Look at that.
He's a hard-bitten
He is.
TV director.
Out the screen.
I can't help it. All I remember is pushing open the door, and then I'm outside, and the police are there, and Bill's there, and the remote crew, and it's over. And there's this blood on me, and I can't imagine who it might have come from.
Can't remember anything that happened inside the booth?
No, not really. Just weird little pieces in my dreams.
I think she's still doing stuff as well. She was in The Devil's Rejects.
Oh, yeah.
Zombies movie.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, Doctor, how crazy am I?
Completely banana.
I think so.
I'm going to recommend that you go up to the colony.
She got a lot of roles being the sort of girl next door. She's got quite a sort of relaxed acting style, quite naturalistic.
I think you'll benefit from its environment. It's a place where you can recharge your batteries. It'll enable you to...
The retreat.
Yeah.
What goes on up there?
Well,
Soft music.
Yeah.
group therapy is very low key.
Bit of electric guitar.
Good place to try
Mark
to
Knopfler in the background.
I don't know if I want to.
What?
Doc said once I remembered what happened, it wouldn't scare me anymore. I'm not so sure.
And you give this place a chance, okay? We gotta do something.
Well, I hope these people aren't too
So
weird.
another fixation at the actors, I guess, spas, rehab, Betty Ford. This is like the Betty Ford clinic for werewolves.
Ah, yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I remember this.
He's a vegetarian, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't get it, Bill.
I own a couple of health club barbells hardware. My wife Karen.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Miss you.
No, I try to stay away from you.
Maybe later. Thank you. Thanks.
Obviously that pays off later on.
Karen, why? Oh my God, we watch you on the news all the time. You're our second favorite, right behind. What's the name of the Oriental girl, Tara?
This is my wife, Donna.
Hi.
Get me out of here, Bill. Look at him, look at him. Look.
And there's Slim Pickens.
Bill and Karen.
Charlie's on our board. He put up all the cattle for tonight's barbecue.
Oh, that's not Slim Pickens, is it?
No, that's not. No.
That's another hillbilly. He's in it though. Obviously. I think he's a cop. He's the local sheriff, I think, and Slim Pickens.
In this area.
Oh, sorry, Mel.
All right.
I'll get my coffee. There we go. Bit of a knees up. Now they're probably like a famous folk band. If you Google them. And that's a Carradine.
Yeah, the father of.
The father of, yeah. David and Keith, is it?
Yeah.
I think he did horror, didn't he, early in his career?
Who? John.
This Carradine.
Yeah. He was like from, you know, the old
School
Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of callbacks to old Hollywood and old Hollywood horror movies. Now, she sadly died not that long ago.
Right. She was
as a young boy.
quite those breasts.
Yes, they were quite etched on my memory. Her memories on my memory.
Oh right.
Obviously, it's the famous nude scene. Do you remember the famous nude scene that takes place? I think I wore that bit out of my video cassette as a young adolescent. A bit of a temptress.
Now you can see why I brought you up here. You won't be cold here. Well, speaking of cold, how is your bungalow?
We're neighbours.
Now he's got a
What
very
is that?
impressive
Is
cardigan.
it a cardigan? It's a cardigan, isn't it?
Yeah.
You missed the television?
Are you kidding? I don't have
Slightly sort of.
Caftanis.
Yeah. There's a few hillbilly.
Yeah.
things.
Oh.
Wagner.
Hello, Masha. How are you?
Take this book back. I don't want my brother reading it.
I think he said he'd like to.
Done enough damage already.
Oh.
Bitch.
No. You can all learn a great deal from Masha. She's a very elemental person. It's all that natural energy.
She's an nymphomaniac.
No. It's just that it's so unchallenged. She's a long way to go.
So like the mamas and papas. So he's old school. Can't understand all these young'uns having fun, trying to deny their animal urges.
So this is like a colony of werewolves, or
Yeah,
yeah.
spoilers. But basically, the basic plot is that the doctor, Wagner, is played by what's his face? British bloke, Patrick McNee. McGee? Not is it McGee or McNee? McNee. Patrick McNee is the doctor, and he's basically trying to integrate them into society,
Right.
so they remain hidden, basically. So he's sort of progressive, progressive werewolf, if you like.
That's one of Earl's favorite tricks. He's just trying to get attention.
I want him to. It just goes on and on.
Well, you know better than that.
You gotta.
Yo, man, should drink. Really gets him loose. Now, believe me, come tomorrow, give him a little so pleased to see that you're safe and sound. They won't think anything more of you. Give a good night's sleep. Everything will seem better in the light of day. There.
It's not a horror film without a
bit of fog.
Yeah, a bit of a foggy
Misty.
wood.
Yeah, low lying.
Get the title of the film in. Always good.
Wind.
Something howling.
Okay, sure, somebody's dog.
He's losing patience with her.
Yeah.
He's tried.
You were raised in LA, the wildest thing.
See marital division on the cards.
Come on, let's try to get some sleep, okay? Okay? Good.
I'm not sure, like, if you have like got psychological issues, going to a remote, you know, woodland, is really the best way to go,
No,
is it?
no. With a lot of people that
A bit weird.
Yeah, you don't know.
Why shouldn't you call the police?
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. I wish we hadn't even called them. Look at this. All the balls on my side.
And,
There's Slim. Not looking so slim.
Hi, Sam.
that is quite a gut he's got there.
It's quite a girth, isn't it?
Folks had a coyote problem out here.
Sam.
Famous, ain't you?
Sam, this is Karen White. Karen Samuel. Hi. Nice to meet you.
I used to watch you all the time. You're a whole lot prettier than Walter Cronkite.
Oh, Sam. Karen thought she saw something moving in the bushes last night. What was that?
Well, imagine coyotes is liable to come into a setup like this looking for garbage. Did you hear anything?
See? I sleep like the dead.
Tattoo, huh? I remember one on him when he came in.
Now, I think that is John Sayles,
Said that he had one on his shoulder.
Oh, right.
the guy playing
Okay.
the doctor.
Yes, I think you're right, yeah.
Don't get many of
Yes.
you TV people in here. Mostly it's your newspaper guys like to come in, look at the meat.
I don't know how you can stand it.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. Want to unwrap them, Ross? Let's see. Quist is still with John Doe's. We haven't had time to refile him. Only thing that freaked me out since I've been working here is the night old Stu Walker came in. The guy who worked here, right? Say
goodnight to him at the shift change. A couple hours go by, then we get a delivery from the Oceanside unit. I unzip the bag. There's old Stu, smiling up at me, licking seawater out his ears. Visitors, Eddie! Where is he? He was here this morning. God, look at the door. You don't suppose somebody could have stolen him, do you? He didn't get up and walk out on his own.
Or did he? Yeah, some sort of nice little fruity dialogue. I think he wrote himself a little monologue.
Yeah, that would
give himself a bit more screen time.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how cows are supposed to sound. Not like that. Jerry's got a rifle, doesn't he?
Haven't you ever done a surgery this training? No. Before I hooked in stock, I did it all.
What are they doing? What?
What are they looking for? She was scared shitless like the night before, and now she's was this the same night? I'm not quite sure the chronology, but either way, now she's sort of born again, brave hunter.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, the obligatory batteries running out of the torch.
What's wrong? All right, let me look at it. Let me see. Here. I can tell that. Here. God, Donna. We're stuck out here in the middle of Timbuktu someplace.
What's that, Judge?
God!
Sorry to scare you, ma'am. Thought you was a cowjack. There's another one backed up yonder, toward the same one.
You know what did it?
Well, it ain't a coyote, that's a scene. You girls all right?
Oh, yeah. Nothing like a quiet week in the country.
We'll stay.
All right, now quick shot again. Think fast. Intro, Bill. I think you're ready for your bullets.
Hey, don't you guys usually use a dog in this kind of hunt? Usually. Well, these bound to shoot all of them.
Besides, who needs dogs? We got TC.
That boy's part blood out. I still think it was UFOs.
It's probably truer than
Cattle mutilation.
you know.
Oh, they're real
I
good.
think.
You watch the skies for us now. That'll be your job.
What are you doing
What are you doing here? I thought you had a session.
I do, but I don't want you to go do this, not just for my sake.
Are you kidding?
You see, I've never been on the
All
road.
right, boys. This is Wolf Hunt, not a coon show.
Boys are calling you. Did you see the boys?
Yep.
Fairground music. Slightly out of place.
Yeah, isn't it?
What happened then, Carol?
I hear something else. Somebody else is breathing is in there with me. It's Eddie, and he closes the door, and he puts a quarter into the slot, and the movie starts, and then he whispers something to me, and he whispers something to me, and then he tells me. I can finally turn around and look at him.
Turn around.
What do you see?
What's there, Carol?
Karen, what do you see?
What's there, Carol?
I can't see him.
Just try. He's right there.
What do you see?
What's there, Carol?
There's the old Spielberg Jaws shot.
I can't see him. I can't. I can't see him.
Okay. That's far enough for now. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I got it. First shot. He said he wasn't no hunter.
Oh my God, cameo time again, isn't it?
What is it?
Dick Miller.
Dick Miller.
Who is the cameo man, who's done so
yeah,
many
yeah.
films.
Famous from
Terminator and Gremlins.
Yeah.
And loads of films in it.
Yeah.
Do you know of any groups that are into stealing corpses?
Body snatching? What are you about? I got a book. Slide me down.
Yeah. One of those actors that made a career out of that.
Of cameos, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
A number of young women were killed in the next month, their bodies exhibiting signs of animal attack.
What's that?
Warlocks, werewolves, and demons.
So we get some sort of discussion on the sort of the folklore of werewolves.
What is you're going to purchase? Not me, Malone. Get him a Lacey. We'll find out if any of these killings were on a full moon.
And he's carrying like a Monsters magazine.
Yeah. Do you think he's someone?
He's probably someone, isn't he?
What about killing it with silver bullets?
Sure. Silver bullets are fire. That's the only way to get rid of the damn things. They're worse than cockroaches. They come back from the dead if you don't kill them right. Plus they regenerate. You know what that is? Cut off an arm, cut off a leg, stick a knife in a heart. Nothing. They may look dead, but bam, 3 days later they're as good as new.
You believe in this?
What am I, an idiot? I'm making a buck here. You want books? I got books. I got chicken blood. I got dog embryos. I got black candles. I got wolfman. Look at this.
He doesn't seem like a bookseller.
He's more like a car salesman, isn't he?
I take Bank America, American Express, Visa. You want to buy it or what? These two.
It's pretty pushy for a librarian.
Oh, there's some incredible old pictures.
You don't get that sort of hassle in Waterstones, do
No.
you, when you buy a book?
You see any wolves? Nope. Just lots of rabbits. What do you do with these things? Eat them. Oh. My sister will cook it up for you if you want. No, I try to stay away from meat. Your wife might like it. You kill something you don't eat, now that's a sin. Yeah, well, I never thought of it. Plate's just over there. My sister will be glad to cook it up for you. You sure? Marcia just loves to cook. Okay. You sure?
His girlfriend's the big chested woman.
Yes, yeah, his sister, yeah.
Sister, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, there she is. Yeah.
little leather
Yeah.
that she's wearing.
How long will it take?
I'll cook it later.
Oh,
Oh.
hello. Must have been all that fresh air.
Mm. Full moon.
Yeah. The wolves will be out in force.
It's continually misty there, isn't it?
It is.
Foggy.
They've got a dry ice problem. I'm trying to think who did the effects on it. I think it might be the same guy who done. I don't know if it's Rob Bottin who did some work on American Werewolf.
Mm.
I have a feeling, if I remember correctly, that he worked on both films.
Oh, right.
He also did the effects for the or was it Rick Baker? No, I think Rick Baker did the effects for American Werewolf in London.
Mm.
Yeah, Rob Bottin did stuff. I think he worked on The Thing. There's a lot of squibs. They were very popular in
They were, weren't
80s
they?
horror
Yeah.
movies. Pulsating squibs. were all the rage.
Yeah, there's not enough squib action these days.
No, it's all CGI now, isn't it? Not practical effects are.
It's a shame, really.
It is.
It's quite an art, really.
It is. And now, a film that uses practical effects, you know, obviously that's the exception to the rule. They make quite a sort of big deal of the fact when there is a film that is mainly practical.
Mm.
You're reading, I'll get it. It's my phone, I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it.
That's another thing, 80s films, they did a lot of referencing older horror films, a lot of 80s horror films. There always seem to be classic black and white horror films playing in the background. It's the same with like Halloween's got films, old horror films playing, like Forbidden Planet. That's not really a horror film, but you know, classic movies. And that you know, famously Halloween's got a scene from the old The Thing playing, which obviously Carpenter remade.
It's like
several years later,
like a nod to the to the past.
Yeah, exactly.
And probably where those directors or writers were influenced.
Yeah, certainly. So there's a bit of homage going on, isn't there?
Yeah, like you say, with all the cameos in this.
Yes,
you know, there's a few sort of nods.
I totally forgot about Bill and his dinner. Bill, I'm really sorry. I totally forgot about you not eating meat.
Hey, no sweat. It's terrific. No, really. I get hungry enough, I'll eat anything.
You've changed, Bill. Literally.
Oh yeah, I do remember his. Is it his transformation?
Yeah, because he's been bitten.
Yeah.
And by the seductress.
I do remember that now.
The timing is incredible. Sorry, no shots.
Okay. God, we're just out of sync, aren't we? We never want the same thing at the same time. Good night.
He's feeling the urge.
Cool of the night.
Yes. The children of the night. What sweet music they make. Yeah, this next scene is probably where the film lets itself down a little bit in the effects department, because basically, if I remember correctly, it's the wolves are actually like animated,
right?
Like a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, their budget was very restrictive. It's far more it's far more sort of obvious on the Blu-ray version. This is the scene where my videotape took pummeling.
Yeah, this is very soft focus, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a bit porno.
Yeah. Yeah, with the fire.
Yeah. Quite sort of conveniently placed the fire there. I think more for his benefit than hers. She goes full frontal, but
yeah, she does. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Fair play to her.
It's an 80s bush there.
Yeah, very 80s style. I don't know what Dee Wallace thought about this. Like,
no.
Her husband cavorting. I know it's an acting job, but
yes, yeah.
Perhaps she was on set
Yeah.
Just make sure you didn't enjoy it too much.
Yeah. You didn't get too excited.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very...
Even the music's kind of... I'm not sure what that is, that music. Romantic. You just need sort of billowing curtains, don't you, really?
Yeah. And again, like the animalistic, like with the house. Like,
yeah. They're all in a frenzy.
We're all beasts.
They're in an orgasmic frenzy.
Yeah. The beast with two backs.
Oh, there's a huge tape recorder. So yeah, we're sort of coming up to the, I was going to say climax for a minute, but the sort of fairly poor effects moment.
Yeah, they're really drawing this out, aren't they?
Yeah, get your money's worth for this scene. The Plastic Mac Brigade in the audience. There's your fire. It's like a burning hearth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. Really knows something's up. Someone's fornicating in the woods.
Here we go. Oh yeah,
so that is basically a cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some warship down.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. That was not really necessary either.
No, they probably could have got away without having that shot at all. I wonder if that's a pilgrimage for sort of really die-hard Howling fans. They go and
probably,
visit
yeah, the
coastline. Yeah.
Because I was reading on Wikipedia about this before I started watching it, that this has got quite a cult following.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I don't know whether...
Well, maybe there are like log cabins that you can go and visit. Like
probably,
maybe,
yeah.
you know, you can stay at the retreat.
Yeah.
Maybe they do reenactments, like orgies in the woods. You can howl at the moon.
It's funny how some films, they do sort of gain a cult status, don't they? And
well, I do think a lot of the films, I'm not sure modern films will be remembered quite so fondly. I think that, I mean, stuff of this era, it seems to be, you know, more fond. Well, maybe it's a generational thing.
Like a nostalgia thing.
Yeah. So I probably would have rented this out on tape.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah, so that, comes from a totally different period, doesn't it? Like you say, with video cassettes instead of discs, you know, so the whole experience was different as a viewer, really.
Yeah. But the way we consumed movies back in those days. I mean, obviously years before streaming and stuff like
right.
that.
Yeah, we were there sort of at the beginning when, like,
the explosion of of video.
And you didn't have to go to the cinema to see.
Well, many films bypassed
releases.
the cinema, didn't they?
Yeah.
They literally were made
for video.
For video.
That's right. Yeah, the video market was massive, wasn't it? Yeah.
And a lot of the films that stuff. I mean, this would have got a theatrical release, obviously, but films like the Evil Dead and stuff really made their money on tape.
Yeah.
Horror films of that time.
Well, that's another film, isn't it? That's got
a cult following.
Yeah. It's probably still making. Cause wasn't that re-released?
It's being re-released for Halloween.
Right.
I'm going to see it on Halloween.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Of course you are. Yeah.
But
so
I mean that
still making money.
Yeah, definitely. And probably the video rental market sustained. They probably helped create the sequels. Really, they created the market for them. Bankrolled the sequels, probably.
Yeah, you showed me there was a TV series, wasn't there, as well?
Yeah, TV series out of that. I mean, this had sequels as well. The Howling. I don't know if we discussed that early on, but I mean, they are only marginally connected to this.
Have they got? Is it not the same cast then?
No. I mean, I've only ever seen Howling 2, which has no relation to this whatsoever.
Right.
It's a very odd film, starring Christopher Lee, rather randomly, but it's like a completely different movie.
Oh, okay.
In fact, my recollection of it is quite hazy. I think it's more like they're like a travelling circus of werewolves.
Right.
But it's kind of set in like, I think it was filmed in like Romania or some, to keep the budget down. And it doesn't bear any relation to this film.
It's just using the name.
It's just using the name, yeah.
A lot of films did that, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hoping to capitalise on the audience that went to see the first film. You must have felt a bit cheaty when you went in to see a film with the title Howling 2, and it had nothing to. You're probably expecting like.
That's right.
Because that's pre, obviously.
Well, you go.
Facebook and media, so you wouldn't have known what the film was about necessarily.
No.
You'd go in blind, wouldn't you?
You go because you like the first one,
Yeah.
don't you? And then, you feel cheated.
Anybody here?
Now we're coming up for some good. There's some good practical effects coming up now that sort of make up for the very poor cartoony. I mean that picture on the wall's more convincing.
It is, yeah.
Picture of the wolf on the wall's more convincing than the actual scene that we just watched.
That looked like I'd drawn a really bad
It's like an outline,
silhouette
wasn't it?
of a
of a wolf. Yeah, I'm not sure quite whether that was an afterthought or they'd run out of money. They got the work experience guy to draw it. So she just tweaked basically that the what was he, the Mangler?
The Mangler.
Was he called the Mangler?
Oh, what
the guy, the killer, Eddie, who's disappeared, his corpse has disappeared, that he was also at the retreat.
Oh, okay.
There's one of his little etchings on the wall.
Right.
And there's the little happy, happy face. Acid House almost, wasn't it? Wasn't that kind of adopted for Acid House?
Yes, yeah.
Smiley face.
Yeah.
So she's basically walked in on Eddie's crib. pissed off. He wasn't invited.
What's that random slug on that? Did you see that?
Was there a slug?
On the bit of wood by the...
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a slug wrangler at the end of the credits? There'll be, you know, and the slug had a name. It was like Sydney.
The director was like, I want a slug right next to the axe. And
go get me a slug.
Big fat juicy slug.
There's a bit of squib action.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Where it bubbles up.
Yeah, a bit of pulsation is always good.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a nice crunchy bone sound effect as well.
Yeah, that's good, that.
Yeah,
like
that still holds up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
She's gone a bit pathetic now, running through the woods. Left her axe behind. Oh, scratches on the back.
What's he been up to?
Hey.
Get those scratches on your back.
I guess they're from the other night when I got attacked.
They weren't there the other night.
Yeah, you're really getting paranoid.
Oh.
You've been with him, haven't you, that Washington?
Don't lay your fantasies out on me.
Oh, please, I'm not going to take that
I
one.
know it's all a big conspiracy as far as...
You know, what is your backbone? You can't fight like a pigeon, heed you!
Oh. He's finding it hard to control his animal urges now, isn't he?
Yeah.
His aggression, more aggressive.
Yeah. He's unleashed the beast.
Can't put the genie back in the bottle.
No.
I guess it's like, you know, if you want to break up with someone, you could say, look, I am a werewolf.
Yeah.
It's quite a... And there's no coming back from that. Is
No.
there? It's not you, it's me.
It's real.
Where are you, a doc?
Actually, another connection here with Joe Dante is he directed one of the segments of the Twilight Zone movie.
Oh, did he?
Which also has Kevin McCarthy in it. And that was the one, I
which one
believe.
was that?
It's the kind of Looney Tunes one. You remember there's one like a sort of they go into like a cartoon world. Do you ever remember that one?
You're not gonna hang up, are you?
Not sure.
I'm just thinking he's watching like this is where some of the black comedy comes in, the black humour. He's watching like a Warner Brothers wolf cartoon with a wolf in it. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's a. She's like her car breaks down. Do you remember the one? And she finds this sort of house, and she goes in it, and it's got like a weird family, but it's kind of like a portal, and everything turns like into a cartoon.
No, I don't remember that one.
But I'm pretty sure Joe Dante directed that one, that segment. So there's some good practical effects. He's a big bugger, isn't he? Nice juxtaposition. You can use that word again.
Yeah.
I think you've got to get out in at least once.
Yeah, I haven't said that.
No, there's a chance to say juxtaposition. So we've got real life wolf, and then we've got cartoon wolf that he's watching. Wolf chili. Is that a bit of a giveaway? He's eating wolf chili there. Do you think that was an actual brand?
It's quite funny how I was just like randomly thinking like how like the wolf has been sort of demonised, like even in like
literature and
children's stories. Like Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, the big bad wolf.
Yeah, and
I suppose horror films perpetuate that, don't they?
Yeah,
a bit like the shark in Jaws. Like
that's what I was sort of thinking.
You've drawn that sort of that parallels. Yeah, I guess
how they become sort of.
They've got a bit of evil, basically. Yeah, an embodiment of evil.
Yeah.
Those are real silver. I gotta check them with a jeweler to find out what to charge. Bill me.
Yeah, because also another children's thing, Peter and the Wolf.
Yeah, Peter and the Wolf. Oh, and of course we were talking of werewolf movies that A Company of Wolves.
Yeah.
Which is the Crime Gang guy. Neil Jordan. Neil Jordan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I mean, that's very much tied in with folklore, isn't it? Fairy tale.
Oh, nice bit of oozing blood.
Yeah, and some bloodshot eyes there. Some nice
neck wound.
Yeah. Nasty gash. So yeah, I'd say the practical effects in this they're still pretty good. I'd much rather see practical effects in a film, and I mean, we were talking John Carpenter films earlier, but they did I don't know if you ever saw it's like a half remake, half reboot of The Thing. Did you ever watch that?
No.
It's kind of worth watching, for curiosity, but sort of infamously with that is they shot everything with practical effects, and then for some reason the studio didn't like them, so they went back and CGI'd basically everything over the top of the practical effects. So there is a version of the film that exists, I assume, somewhere where all the practical effects are still left in, but the CGI effects are awful. So you wonder why is it because they thought audiences these days are they're not used to seeing practical effects. They'd rather watch CGI.
I think they expect CGI, don't they? And if it
Which is a shame. It's out of the ordinary. They're like, oh, what? I'm not used to that.
But I think it is an amazing thing.
Yes,
it's overused.
It is overused, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how could you better this?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's pulling a bullet out of his head.
Yeah.
How could you better that with CGI?
No. He looks a bit like the Hulk there.
He does look a bit like the Hulk. Always had like cosmetic surgery that's gone wrong.
Yeah. I do like that.
The old squibby airbags.
Of course, like the amount of time it must have taken to like put on this, makeup
and you've probably got close-ups that are actual like cast, aren't they? Like they're a prop.
Yeah.
And then other longer shots are him with a mask on, a prosthetic on.
I suppose it's too labour intensive these days, isn't it?
I don't know.
But I guess CGI is the same, isn't it? That must take. You can't do that in. It's not a 5-minute job, is it?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, it takes a skilled animator to do it, doesn't it? But it's a shame because a lot of the practical effects guys, they're just out of work now, aren't they? Because it's all about, it's kind of a dying art, isn't it? It'll be an art form that, as CGI, I suppose, improves, theoretically, you won't have any practical stuff, which is a real shame.
You'll end up, not even needing actors, really, won't you?
Well, that's it. They can CGI them, can't they?
Because who was it? Is it George Lucas who bought the image rights of like a lot of
has he?
old film
dead
stars?
actors.
Yeah, because I'm sure it was him who's hoping that one day technology will get to such a stage that he can
just basically revive.
Basically bring them back to life, put them in films. So have Marilyn Monroe in a new film. And you have there's an advert, isn't there?
Yeah.
Have you seen that with Audrey Hepburn? Where they've done it.
So rather than run away when that was happening, she just decided to stand there and watch him transform. I suppose you would be quite shocked. Do you think that's a John Sayles little character piece that he wrote?
Come on out of there now, miss. We've been waiting for you.
So I guess if you hadn't seen this film before, this would be a big twist. I don't know if a modern audience would the twist be so surprising that they're all a whole coven of werewolves. I think I remember when I first saw, I was probably, they're all werewolves.
That's another nice bit of gore.
Yeah, nice bit of ribcage action. There's a random
head on a pole.
Mummified head for some reason. Can't even rely on Doc.
It's wonderful, Karen. When I was first bitten, I fought against it, and so did Jerry. And then we found the doctor. He helped us. He helped us to adjust. You see, Karen, he understands all about the gift. He knows how to use it, how to control it.
You'd have Bill back. There's still time if you accept the gift.
It's a mistake to bring her to the colony.
We should have stuck with the old ways.
Raising cattle for our feed.
Where's the life in that?
Humans are our cattle.
Humans are our prey. We should feed on them like we
Seems
always
like a new
done.
age werewolf.
Do all this channel your energy crap.
The danger of exposure. We need this shows to plan, to catch up with society. Times have changed.
Modernise
That's it.
the werewolf
Shut up, Doc.
image makeover.
That's it.
You wouldn't listen to me. None of you. We can fit in, you said. We can live with them. You make me sick.
Marcia.
Oh, you're through, Doc. She's ours.
See what your friend did to me? Nice.
What's the matter with you all? Have you forgotten everything you've learned? She can't disappear. She's well known.
He's right, Marcia. We're gonna make this look like an
I
accident.
won't let you do this.
You can't tame what's meant to be wild, Doc. It ain't natural. Doc?
Harry?
There's some nice, ripe, portentous dialogue, you know, that's very old, in the old style of horror movies, isn't there? She's ours now.
According to the autopsy reports, Eddie's victims were bitten almost as if they'd been attacked by an animal. Dr. Wilson was telling me about Dr.
Where did you learn that term? Oh, it's a mental disorder. Nothing. You write all about it all forward. You make bestial groans and sighs. It's perfectly warning.
It certainly seems like an awfully big coincidence, Karen being attacked by someone who's a highly unusual little puppy.
Hello, bright boy. Eddie? You know me, and I don't know you. And why is that? Where is she? Why? Is she your girlfriend? Where's Terry? Just down the Rich Hill Center, down the back. That's where Wagner sends us to, unwind. He's so repressed. What did you do to her? She's got a sexy voice. I like a woman with a sexy voice. Listen to this part here. Oh, I'm much more than that, bright boy.
That's a nice effect.
Yeah.
Face
Melted.
figured.
Call it a gift. Come on. Come on, bright boy. Don't you know anything?
Didn't bet on silver bullets, did he?
No.
Clean over him, set fire to him, and push him off the coast road.
Yeah,
lines come up in this film.
Silver bullets in here.
Silver bullets.
They're real.
Don't come any closer, Doc.
Thank God.
Is that the only door in the barn?
Yeah, I think so.
There's some helpfully placed kindling there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure that door would hold them.
No. Does seem a bit flimsy.
Mm.
There's a few subpar effects in this bit. The prosthetics, it's more like an ape.
Yeah,
Planet
it
of
does.
the
Doesn't it?
Apes.
Yeah.
They probably nicked that scene from the
Yeah,
Tower
that-
Inferno or something.
That's like a stock
Bit of stock, yeah. Stock
footage
footage.
of fire. Yeah, it is again. He left his lights on. Right.
Shit, yeah, it might be flat battery. A bit gropey, aren't they?
Bit handsy.
Yeah.
Handsy werewolves.
How'd you find out about it?
Terry called right after.
Oh, stop. It's Sam.
You can't trust nobody. Not even the local Bobby. I think he's insured against a werewolf attack.
He's lucky he had enough silver bullets.
Yeah, definitely. Thank Dick Miller for that.
Yeah. It's another horror film classic technique thing. The car not starting.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, all the cliches.
Yeah.
There's a police car as well, you think a bit more
Yeah.
reliable, wouldn't you?
There you go, just in.
In the nick of time. Oh.
Oh dear. Shit.
To be fair, he cheated on her, so...
Yeah. A
Bullets,
bit of an
probably.
arsehole.
Yeah, he was a bit of a dick, so...
Oh, that's another sort of
nasty.
Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Sort of plasticine.
Yeah.
Mannequins.
They're an artist and terrific. Thanks.
If you're done, Fran, thanks a lot.
Just get rid of that sort of beard that she's got coming on.
Not sure I can go through with this.
You have to.
Okay, special report on the Medal of Honor. Clear 5. Our safety say. Now, here is Lou Anderson.
Good evening. More word on that fire that's burning out of control up the coast tonight. Firefighters have discovered the blaze seems to have started at the Colony, an experimental living community founded by author and behavior expert Dr. George West.
She's ready.
She look all right to you?
Reports
Bit
so
heavy in the
far
foundation.
bodies have been discovered both inside and outside the Colony building. Many of them burned beyond.
That's a really poor forest.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Graphic.
Artist impression.
Yeah.
It's really poor, isn't it?
It's the same person
Who's done the
yeah, the wolf animation.
It's the work experience kid again.
Yeah.
Good evening.
He must have been, his dad must have been
There's a battle we must
friendly with the
Producer or something, yeah.
kind and peaceful in our natures, and what is cruel and violent.
What the hell is this, an
That
editorial?
choice is our birthright as human beings, and the real gift that differentiates us from the animals. It is as natural to us as the air we
Did you
breathe.
pass this material? She's not
All
reading
of
the
us
front.
take it for granted.
We changed it a little.
But now for some of us, that choice has been taken away. A secret society exists and is living among all of us. They're neither people nor animals, but something in between. Monstrous temptations and violent natures
Hey, let's take one.
must be satisfied. I know what you're thinking, because I've been where you are,
That's enough.
and it's possible to
Leave it.
imagine.
Cut. Leave it!
But I have proof, and
Oh yeah, I remember
tonight I'm
this.
going to show you something. Make you believe.
Well, I guess it's supposed to be like a powerful, violent climax of the film, but she ends up looking a bit like Chewbacca's cousin.
Oh yeah.
What is this?
What are you kids watching? The newsletter turned into a werewolf.
Chico Loco! I'm not sure about the Mexican, what that was.
Oh yeah, she is. Yeah.
It's Chewbacca, isn't it?
It's Chewbacca's wife.
Is that it?
Yeah. What's
Switch, damn it, switch!
Doesn't that look good? Chunks of tantalizing nutrition.
Something
Things they do with special effects these days.
Did you see the one about the guy in the spaceship? It was real. He turned into a werewolf and they shot him. You're classic. Doesn't mean it wasn't real.
Hey, Ernie, put that pepper steak on for me, will you? And a hamburger for the lady.
How do you want that?
How you want it, huh?
oh nice.
Sort of payoff at the end there. How do you feel? Rough. So do we think does it still hold up? How old is this? 81. What are we now? 81, 91, 2001, 2011. It's 37 years old, is it?
It's not a classic, is it? But it's got.
I kind of like the cheesiness of it.
Yeah.
Rob Bottin and the effects guy.
Yeah, there's enough there to.
I think it's kind of not taking itself too seriously.
No, there is humour
there's
in
a
there,
bit
yeah.
tongue in cheek about it,
and that's good.
Yeah,
because if it took itself really seriously, it would be ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous. It's not pompous and po-faced, is it?
No, it knows what it knows what it is.
It knows its audience.
Yeah,
and it's giving them what they want.
Yeah.
And now it's like the music's kind of
like
a cheesy
again,
sitcom
it's like
music.
a sort of soft porn.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Rick Baker also. There you go. So they must have been. He's the guy who worked on American Werewolf in London.
Oh right.
So obviously they were the go-to guys for werewolves.
They must have been very busy.
Yeah, definitely.
In '81. There isn't. I'm just trying to think of any recent. Well, I suppose.
The Forrest J. Ackerman. He's a guy, isn't he? Who had I don't know if you've heard of him, but he has an immense, or he did. I think he died now. He's dead now, but he had a huge collection of props from classic, like Universal horror movies and comics. He donated some of his collection, you know, in for the scenes. In the background.
Oh.
There you go, the Howling.